This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weight. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hey, what up? Happy Wednesday. Jason Walker Show inside the Off the Wall Mancave. And a big one today, talking with Capital coach Kyle Mihelish, Townsend coach Joe Horne, also watching my Mets against the Phillies. The Mets win, head to the NLCS. It's been a great ride the last month or so, eight weeks for the Mets. You can watch the show on the Facebook, also YouTube, Truth Social, Rumble. Check it out on audio-wise on Podbean, Network One Sports, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, iHeart Podcast, SoundCloud, and JasonWalkerShow.com as well. Starling Marte batting. Love it. Love the postseason. Love my Metsies. You can get a hold of us anytime. Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com. You can also find us on the Insta, also on the Facebook, and at Jason Walker Sports, at J Walker Sports, and at Jason Walker Show on the X. The walk-up brought to you by Montana Disabled American Vets, and what a great organization the MTDAV is. They take our heroes to places that they need to get to, like doctor's appointments. They served us, let's serve them. And some were not even volunteers, but you can volunteer and get our heroes where they need to be. mtdav.org. We're going to start with rankings, and wow, lots of changes, especially in AA, where you've got Gallatin, now the number one team in the state for the first time ever, 6-0. One of two unbeatens remaining in the AA. Third-ranked West, the other. Capital jumping 3 spots to number 2 after its win over Glacier last week, 35-14. We'll talk to Kyle Mihelish about that on the way. Glacier drops 1 to 4 with its first loss, and Great Falls High moves from 3 to 5 after falling to Gallatin in a monster way. Class A, Frenchtown, Billings Central, both 6-0 and 1-2 respectively, followed by Dillon, Laurel, and then 4-2 Havre back into the poll after holding off East Helena last week. Class B, it's Manhattan and Malta 1-2 and both undefeated, and then 5-1 Jefferson in there. Florence Carleton, number 4, its lone loss to Jefferson. Red Lodge, number 5, Eureka, Glasgow, Joliet, Three Forks, and then Loyola. 6 through 10. 8-man, it's Fairview, Belt, Valley Christian, Drummond, Phillipsburg, Manhattan Christian 1 through 5, all 6-0. And then Circle, Fort Benton, Culbertson, Seeley, Swan, and St. Ignatius, all with 1 loss each. In 6-man, undefeated Denton, Geyser, Stanford, Geraldine, followed by undefeated Box Elder. Third-ranked Chester, Joplin, Inverness, Centerville, Bridger, the top 5. And then Bainville, Savage, Knoxon, Lincoln, and Broadview, Lavina, after falling for the first time over the weekend, drops to number 10 rather. Let's see here. Anything else as far as that goes? There is some bummer news for football fans, especially from Hardin. Because of injuries, the Bulldogs are going to have to forfeit this weekend's game, Friday, at Billings Central. and they just don't have enough numbers. Hardin 0-6 overall, 0-3 in the Southeast A. It'll be a 1-0 win for the Rams. Hardin started the year with 40 to 42 student athletes, currently down to 27, with 2 seniors, 3 juniors. The rest are freshmen and sophomores. So that is going to be very tough to move forward. Last week, last month against Sydney, they lost 3 to injury for the year, and then 2 more last week against Lockwood. In fact, 9 of the 11 players from Hardin in the lineup on the defensive side of the ball were freshmen and sophomores, and 8 were freshmen or sophomores on the offense. So, yeah. A couple of varsity games left, Miles City and Glendive. And those are probably going to be forfeited as well. Just nuts. And sad to see. Really hate to see that, especially for the seniors, right? There's some rodeo news. A Montana Rodeo Roundup brought to you by Mark LaRoe Photography. Jess Lockwood. Remember the sensation for the PBR when he was a rookie? 2016, Rookie of the Year. Won the world title in 2017 and 2019. Over $4 million in earnings. Winner of 29 events on the PBR. He has switched. And he will ride in Billings Friday night at the Nile, the first rodeo of the year in Montana for the PRCA. And it is the first PRCA debut. That's why it's the first for Lockwood. 27-year-old. His brother Jake also going to ride Friday night. The Nile gets underway. It's the first big rodeo of the season, as we mentioned. The regular season ended September 30th, and the new season started immediately on the 1st. But, Jess Lockwood going PRCA. He's looking to make the national finals next year. I mean, the dude's had a history of injuries, unfortunately. Tore his hamstring, right? Shoulder, his pelvis, his hips. He's had a couple of surgeries on his pelvis. So, yeah. Back on the Bulls, and it's going to be very cool to see Lockwood on the PRCA circuit. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Let's see here. I think that was about it as far as the walk-up. And it is brought to you by our good friends at the Montana Disabled American Vets Association. Get a hold of the MTDAV.org to volunteer, drive our heroes, okay? Do wish for the best. That hurricane is no joke, Hurricane Milton, and it is going to hit Florida by the time this show airs, basically we'll be hitting. We can take you to EarthCam. Look at that thing. That is Naples, Florida. And it is starting to roll in. They've had all sorts of tornado warnings and the such. But over 50 tornado warnings, I believe, in Florida today, ahead of the hurricane that's coming. So hoping for the best for our friends down in Florida. No question about that. Let's take a break. We'll come back. And when we return, we'll check in with Capital football coach Kyle Mihelish, his team. 5-1, winners of 5 straight. Only loss this year was to Gallatin in the opener. And since then, defeated number 1, Glacier, last Friday. Capital moving up to number 2 in the polls. We'll check in with Coach Mihelish. Also still to come, Townsend coach Joe Horne will join us as the Bulldogs need to right the ship with just a couple of games left here in the regular season. So a quick break. We'll come back to the Off the Wall Mancave, and Kyle Mihelish will join us here on the Jason Walker Show.
For more than 20 years, Off the Wall Advertising has built a track record of success helping businesses like yours across the state of Montana.
While working with hundreds of businesses, including Jason Walker Media, they have developed a system for success. Off the Wall Advertising utilizes indoor advertising, placing professional billboards in high-traffic locations. Let Off the Wall Advertising show you how to get the return on investment you expect from every advertising dollar. Off the Wall Advertising, along with The Jason Walker Show and Continental Divide Radio, have packages for even more bang for your buck. Contact Off the Wall today at offthewallmt.com to schedule a free consultation. There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com. Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting, as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Casey Damon is a sixth-generation Montanan with deep roots, making her a true Montana insider. She knows all the best places, from fishing and recreation to entertainment and local hidden gems. She grew up here, went to the historic Central Elementary School, and graduated from Helena High. She is proud of her Montana lifestyle and loves Montana history. Helena and Central Montana are great places to live, work, and enjoy, which is why she chooses to keep calling it home. Voted Helena's favorite realtor and Montana's best residential realtor, there's no wonder why people go to her for their real estate needs. Casey understands that selling and buying a home is complex and deeply personal. There's also a lot at stake financially and personally. This perspective on the process and the responsibility felt towards her clients drives Casey to truly be an expert at her job. She understands the market and all the variables involved in a real estate transaction, making sure you feel supported and that you have a trusted advisor by your side. To work with Casey Damon, give her a call at 406-465-6780 or text KACIE to 85377.
Summer, the season to work hard, play hard. The days are heating up and getting longer. The smell of fresh cut grass, the hot sun on your skin. We kidding. We all know you're really thinking about having fun and relaxing at the Copper Club Casino. Meet your friends for a cold one. Play a $5 or $2. When you want great service, cold drinks, and fun entertainment, this is the place. The Copper Club Casino, where everybody knows your name any time of year. On Euclid, across from Mobility Center, the Copper Club Casino.
Saturday nights are meant for dancing, fun, and good times, and Continental Divide Radio is your home for all that and more as we bring you the Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour, followed by an hour of nothing but the best from the 80s with the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Party Hour. Celebrate the music of your memories with only the best country dance songs and music from the decade of decadence. The Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour and the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Dance Party, Saturday nights beginning at 9 on Continental Divide Radio.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. Nothing like a little crew, the Motley version, bringing us back into the Off the Wall Mancave. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Doing a show, watching my Metsies in the NLTS. And a win would be fantastic over the Phillies. Knock the Phillies out. Yeah. Rooting for the Mets, Padres to play in the NLCS. That would mean the Padres beat the Dodgers tonight, which would be fantastic. Anytime the Dodgers and Yankees lose, it's great. And I actually kind of used to root for the Dodgers because I was a National League guy. But nope. They're the National League version of the Yankees. You got to spend money. They're buying everything they can, so I don't root for them. The Padres spending a crap ton of money, though, too. But I like the Padres better than the Dodgers. But nothing beats the Mets. 0-0 right now, top of the third, as of this taping. This segment, by the way, brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. We'll give you an update on Frontier Conference volleyball later on. Also, Joe Horne from Townsend football will join us. But it is time to check in on the west side of the capital city. And coming off a huge win in which they scored 35 straight points to battle back from a 14-0 deficit, here's the head coach of the Capital Bruins coming off that win over Glacier on the Jason Walker Show. Well, Coach, it started out a little slow, down 14-0 quick, but what a performance by your Bruins on Friday night, getting the win at home over Glacier. Take me through it.
Well, yeah, one thing Glacier does a good job of, I think they probably script their first few plays and their 10 plays, and they work on them all week, and they run them rather efficiently, and, that's kind of a consistent thing that we're trying to get used to over the years, and our offense kind of sputtered the first couple, 3 and out and punt, and, that doesn't help. And the win was somewhat of a factor for everybody. But, after the first, we're down 14-0, then we kind of settle in. Our offense drives down and scores. Nearing the end of the second quarter, we missed the PAT. It looked like and then when we were against the wind, the rest of the game, we decided to go for 2 as we're kicking towards the scoreboard, and it looked like Zeman hit a bad hook shot, kind of like when we were on on the golf course. But so we decided to go for 2 after that second score. Presley kind of bobbled the ball there with about a minute or so to go in the second quarter. And Graham came in and stripped it away from him, and McMillan jumped on it, and we go down and score and go for 2, and we tie it up 14-14 right there at the half, and then it just kind of snowballed for them after that.
Yeah, great game. And one thing that has impressed me about your team is we talk about Merrick, we talk about the Almquist, Daniel Larson we've talked about, but you have so many weapons that every week you don't know which Bruin is going to break through, and Britt Linder catching a touchdown pass this week. I know Cole ran for a score, but just a balanced attack, and inside, outside, the skill positions are just unbelievable for you guys right now.
Yeah, it seems like everybody kind of a new guy steps up every week, which is nice. I mean, it's You know, and the beauty of it is, too, is that none of these guys are selfish. Nobody ever says, hey, I want more touches. You know, you don't hear any complaining. They're very much a team group, very unselfish. And when one of their teammates does have a good night, you know, everybody's all on board. I mean, they're all happy and proud and excited for them. And no, it's a pretty cool thing. It's good. It's fun to be around this group. They're very unselfish, very fun to coach.
When you look at your defense and quickly down 14-0, because Kobe Dorchis is, I mean, he's really good running back, as you know, but what did you say to the team after you're down 14-0? What's that defensive message?
Well, to be honest, I did. I actually turned around to the whole group and I said, so we're going to do this again. So this is going to be 2 years in a row of us doing this thing. And, you know, to be honest with you, I mean, we put some pressure on them, and, you know, they were a little tight. I mean, they know what happened to them last year, and they certainly didn't want it to happen again. But in the second quarter, we have a great run by Graham, a good spark, and from Merrick, and, you know, I think everybody then kind of settled in and went, you know what, we're going to take care of this, and they went out and did it. But defensively, we settled in, did some things, just did what we were supposed to do. I mean, I know that's an old cliche, but, you know, they did what they were coached to do. They did what they knew what they needed to do. And so, no, it was a good time for those guys.
Kyle Mihelish joining us, Capitol High football coach, Jason Walker Show. What's always impressed me about the game of football is at any level, you know, if the offense is struggling, a big defensive play can spark that offense, or vice versa. You're down 14-0. Offense goes down, gets a score, and then all of a sudden it sparks something on the defense. It's just, I mean, we know all three phases of the game aren't going to be perfect, but one can help the other. And whether it's a special teams big run on a punt or a kick, it just gets the rest of the team going. And that's what I love about the sport.
Yeah, no, that certainly happened to us on Friday. You know, we're all kind of looking at it. I think they're all kind of looking at each other, who's going to make a play, and then we finally make a couple, get a score, and everybody kind of settles in, and then, yeah, you make that big play on defense, and we recover the fumble, we go down and punch it in with Linder's touchdown. So no, we had a huge momentum going into halftime. I mean, halftime was great. The kids were excited. I mean, we were able to make a few adjustments there, both sides of the ball. And they just came out and executed what really turned the tide of the game was in the third quarter. We get the ball. They decide to kick with the wind. And when Mother Nature calls, we usually head to the ground game. I'm real proud of our ground game. We had a 6-minute drive in the third quarter. So we punched it in with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter to go up 20-14. So, yeah, I mean, that was big. I thought that was kind of the series of the game.
When that wind, we were out at Easttown, and it picked up, and it rolled in, and it was no joke.
Drive, any of these little sub areas right here, all along that area of the Banana River,
how much do you talk
just
about
to
in game
the
of,
east of Cocoa Beach, west of Cocoa Beach. Make sure you are hunkered down.
Certainly that was something we talked about prior to the game. We knew that the wind was supposed to pick up, you know, about game time, and you could kind of feel it building as the game progressed, and that's one thing we take pride in is our run game, our power read game. So we knew that, you know, like I said, when this time of the year, you never know. It's going to be windy. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be snowy. And if you're a team that just throws the ball around, I mean, you're going to struggle. So you got to be able to run the ball.
Flip the switch. You head to Big Sky this week, and that's a Thursday game too, right? Because all the double A's
we go tomorrow.
Thursday night. Yeah, so tomorrow night at Big Sky, Eagles playing really good football, and this is a fun team to watch. Take me through the Eagles roster here and what to expect.
Well, they're big up front, offensive, defensive line. They're 5-1. Their quarterback is fantastic. He's quick. He's fast. It reminds me of kind of what Coach Murphy used to do. They run the old wing T. Coach Murphy, you know, originally is a Big Sky Eagle. So he and Dan Nile, the offense coordinator, are friends and buddies. And so it seriously reminds me of us, 15, 20 years ago.
Sure.
So it's very similar. Kind of brought back some good memories. Watching their offense, and they're running the old wing tee, guard G, and trap, and so it's going to be a physical game. They control the clock. They do a good job with that. So we're going to have to take advantage of our opportunities, but we're going to have to stop the run. The quarterback certainly is capable. They'll max protect, and they'll throw the ball downfield, and we're going to have our hands full.
And they, Avery Omlad, the junior quarterback.
Yeah, Omlad's good.
Yeah, he is. And they've got a pretty good running game, too, with Keller Heydrich, the main running back for the Eagles there. But like you said, they are 5-1. And to me, it's almost a quiet 5-1, if that makes sense,
No, certainly. I usually don't pay attention to records. I even asked our guys after the game last week. I said, what are we? I don't even know. And so yesterday I was thinking, what are the Eagles' record? We just get in the film and watch film and go from day to day. And I realized yesterday, man, they're 5-1. They're a good football team. So we're going to have our hands full. And it kind of messes with your schedule. You lose a day of practice, right. And and you leave on Thursday, and then you get back. You got to go to school on Friday. So we talked to our kids about routine, and this is our routine for the next 2 weeks. This football is a game of routine, and you do the same thing all the time. So it's going to be interesting to see how we handle that.
I'm looking forward to it. Two weeks in a row of Thursday night games, one there and then one at home. How'd you get? I know the schedule's done a couple years in advance, but you got 3 road trips to Missoula this year. How'd that work out?
I have no idea. I don't ask. We just get in the bus and go. I'm sure there's a great explanation for it.
I'm sure there is. MHSA is full of great explanations. It is National Moldy Cheese Day today. Are you a fan of the blue cheese? I am a blue cheese fan. Okay, I do like that. Okay, one of my favorite dressings. Our family goes to Lydia's and Butte once in a while for special occasions, and they have their own homemade Roquefort there, the blue cheese dressing, and it's fantastic. But no, I'm good with blue cheese. Okay. Where are we at? Are we up to the end of the revolution yet?
Yeah, yesterday we finished the revolution. Today we're going to start the creation of the Constitution.
Okay.
And the process that happened there.
John Hancock died yesterday, the anniversary of his death. The first one to sign it, yeah.
So they say at one point he was the richest man in Boston.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Today, though, the last battle began with the bombardment of Yorktown, as you know, in 1781.
Sure. Yeah, that's been a lot of things going on in history this day.
I know. It's just, I love doing this with you with the history lesson because, I can talk pizza with certain coaches or blizzards or whatnot. But, yeah, the history, that's where it lies.
It does.
There's no future without our past.
That's exactly right. Yeah. That's deep. We'll have to... That's about as deep as when we start classes in the early part of the school year is why we study history, and we delve into that for a day. So, yeah, that's great stuff.
Before I let you go, I asked Coach Broadhead this. Did you ever get to play in a dome, or is there a favorite dome of yours to go watch a game?
No, we didn't. I never was able to play in a dome. I think the only dome I've been in the Superdome in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
So I played with Matt Lubick at Western, and he and I are buddies. He's Coach Choate's offensive coordinator down there in Nevada right now. Mm-hmm. And his father was the defensive coordinator for the Miami Hurricanes when they went and played Alabama in the early 90s for the national title with Gino Torretta.
Wow.
And we had signed. We rode the alumni bus from downtown New Orleans to the Superdome, and we had a police escort. It was unreal. And the Blades brothers were on there, and Otis Anderson, and it was a 2 Live crew. I was sitting next to Two Live Crew, and Lubbock goes, "Do you even know who all these guys are?" And I said, "I don't have a clue, man."
Two Live Crew.
So that was probably, yeah. So that was quite an experience. But Alabama put it to them, and that's probably the coolest dome I've ever been. I mean, that is a big sucker.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Was Dennis Erickson the coach?
Yeah, Dennis Erickson was the head coach.
Okay.
Right after that game, that's when Sonny Lubick went to Colorado State.
Yep.
And then a year later, Dennis Erickson went to the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay. All right.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that is cool. I've never been to New Orleans, so that's why I go to Cafe Zydeco, though, because then it's like the best Cajun.
You feel like you're there.
Yes, yes. Hey, Coach, safe travels over to Missoula. Good luck tomorrow night against the Eagles, and congratulations on the big win. And we'll chat next week.
All right. Thank you. See you, Jason.
That is Kyle Mihelish joining us off the Wall Mancave. And, big game for the Bruins tomorrow night in Missoula. Helena High at home. And I think the whole the entire AA all plays the next 2 Thursday nights, which is kind of weird that you don't have Friday night football. I mean, I get it. But anyway. Frontier Volleyball is in full swing, and they're actually in the middle of their season, which means it is the halfway point. And you've got some very good volleyball teams. And that includes 13th ranked Providence at 15-3 overall, 6-1 in the Frontier. Tech is 5-2. Those two still meet 2 more times. Ranked 20th. Western's 19th, 4-3 in the league. You got Carroll, Rocky, and Northern all 2-5. So this is the middle of the year when the Frontier schedule kind of pauses for 2 weeks essentially, but all the teams will be in action over the weekend, and you've got some really good matchups. You got Rocky hosting the Frontier North Star Conference Tournament crossover, which is a fun event. Rocky, Western, Northern, and Providence all going to be there. And Tech is in Arizona for 3 non-conference games this weekend, and Carroll at the Marvel Classic in Bellevue, Nebraska. And Bella Thompson, I met her. She was a freshman at Providence when I was working up there a couple of years ago, and she is absolutely killing it. From Hawaii, junior, leads the country in assists per set, 11.67. And she's 5th in hitting percentage. Bella's got some hops, but absolutely love watching her play. She's got a teammate that's in the running for Player of the Year, too, in the Frontier. Is it Nina Yannick? Leads the conference in kills, just under 4%. 3rd in hitting percentage, 350. That's amazing. Tech's got Olivia LeBeau, who, unreal. 365 hitting percentage, and she is 5th in kills per set. So there's some good ones. Alana Graves of Northern, another great player. She is 4th in the conference in kills per set, hitting percentage, and blocks per set. So it's going to be a fun race over the next few weeks for Frontier Conference Volleyball. We will take a break. We'll come back to the Off the Wall Mancave, and we'll head down the road to Townsend and check in with head coach Joe Horne. A tough loss at homecoming. And why is homecoming his second least favorite week of the year? He'll tell us when we return to the Jason Walker Show. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Casey Damon is a sixth-generation Montanan with deep roots, making her a true Montana insider. She knows all the best places, from fishing and recreation to entertainment and local hidden gems. She grew up here, went to the historic Central Elementary School, and graduated from Helena High. She is proud of her Montana lifestyle and loves Montana history. Helena and Central Montana are great places to live, work, and enjoy, which is why she chooses to keep calling it home. Voted Helena's favorite realtor and Montana's best residential realtor, there's no wonder why people go to her for their real estate needs. Casey understands that selling and buying a home is complex and deeply personal. There's also a lot at stake financially and personally. This perspective on the process and the responsibility felt towards her clients drives Casey to truly be an expert at her job. She understands the market and all the variables involved in a real estate transaction, making sure you feel supported and that you have a trusted advisor by your side. To work with Casey Damon, give her a call at 406-465-6780 or text KACIE to 85377. For more than 20 years, Off the Wall Advertising has built a track record of success helping businesses like yours across the state of Montana. While working with hundreds of businesses, including Jason Walker Media, they have developed a system for success. Off the Wall Advertising utilizes indoor advertising, placing professional billboards in high-traffic locations. Let Off the Wall Advertising show you how to get the return on investment you expect from every advertising dollar. Off the Wall Advertising, along with the Jason Walker Show and Continental Divide Radio, have packages for even more bang for your buck. Contact Off the Wall today at offthewallmt.com to schedule a free consultation. There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com. Saturday nights are meant for dancing, fun, and good times, and Continental Divide Radio is your home for all that and more as we bring you the Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour, followed by an hour of nothing but the best from the 80s with the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Party Hour. Celebrate the music of your memories with only the best country dance songs and music from the decade of decadence. The Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour and the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Dance Party, Saturday nights beginning at 9 on Continental Divide Radio.
Summer, the season to work hard, play hard. The days are heating up and getting longer. The smell of fresh cut grass, the hot sun on your skin. We kidding. We all know you're really thinking about having fun and relaxing at the Copper Club Casino. Meet your friends for a cold one. Play a $5 or $2. When you want great service, cold drinks, and fun entertainment, this is the place. The Copper Club Casino, where everybody knows your name any time of year. On Euclid, across from Molendi Center, the Copper Club Casino.
Saturday nights are meant for dancing, fun, and good times, and Continental Divide Radio is your home for all that and more as we bring you the Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour, followed by an hour of nothing but the best from the 80s with the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Party Hour. Celebrate the music of your memories with only the best country dance songs and music from the decade of decadence. The Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour and the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Dance Party, Saturday nights beginning at 9 on Continental Divide Radio.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. Final segment on a Wednesday. Jason Walker Show in the Off the Wall Mancave. A little more Motley Crue. Take me to the top. That's what we're hoping for my New York Mets. Down currently 1-0. Bases loaded. Or no, runners on first and third. Okay. Come on, Metsies. Got to figure it out. Get it together. Got to get this win tonight. Don't want to go back to Philly on Friday. Nobody wants to go to Philly. But Townsend's a good place to go, and that includes watching football on a Friday night, although it did not go well on homecoming. Chance to right the ship this week. And why does Joe Horne, the head coach, dislike homecoming week in football? He'll tell us now here on the Jason Walker Show. All right, we're going to try something different with Coach Horne. We're going to go to a little Hall & Oates. Metallica didn't work.
We're going to find the one. It's out there.
I know. No Celine. Got to get Metallica. That didn't work, so now we'll try Maneater, little Hall & Oates, as we welcome in Joe Horne. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Just trying to, just getting through the grind of some stuff here, kind of ups and downs. So, but things are going okay.
Take me through last week.
Tough long week. Second least favorite game to play is homecoming game for me. With the least favorite just being the last one that you play. It's just big week. 3-4's got a really good team. They're some big dudes, and they just play hard. Their formation sets and some things that they did. Our boys just made some mistakes again. And then, that kind of determined the outcome of that game. What was tough is you go back and watch film, a lot of mistakes are just, they're easy, fixable, correctable mistakes. It just seems like we've been correcting them for a while. And we got to find a way to turn that corner and put ourselves in a position to make a play before the ball's ever snapped. And that's on both sides of the ball, offense or defense. First quarter, we had 3 offensive fumbles, 2 of them inside the 20 going in, and then a punt. So just kind of one of those games where, everything just kind of stacked up against us. What a crazy weather game, that wind coming in, and then it got so smoky you couldn't see across the field. And I know we had to punt the ball and, sort of ripped off a good punt, but the ball was so high in the air when it came down, I don't think the kid could actually see it through the smoke. Wow. And he ended up dropping that punt. We recovered it, didn't capitalize and score on it. Just those type of things, those type of mistakes. But yeah, for 15 minutes there, it was tough for either team to even see across the field with all that smoke. And then, near the end of the third, it rolled out with all that wind, pushed it out, and kind of cleared up as far as vision. But it was just a weird night, long week for the kids, long week for the coaches. So much going on. It seemed like every night there was some activity after school until, kids were getting home 9, 10 o'clock at night. And, but we didn't play our best game. And the boys know it, the coaches know it. So we just kind of reset and told the boys, we got 2 ways we can look at this. You can be down and feel sorry for yourself. You can be mad and angry at yourself for the mistakes, or, we can get our butts back to work, and we can change the outcome of these next 3 games, through our efforts and, everything, our efforts and attitude, and then get back at it. And so, we had a really good practice last night, a lot of energy. The boys were flying around doing good. We're fighting some sickness again here in the school, and we, 3 or 4 guys out, but 2 of them had to leave, right at the beginning of practice because they just couldn't hold anything in their guts. And hard to run around the field when it's coming out of your mouth,
Well, yeah. Joe Horne, Townsend football coach, joining us here, Jason Walker Show. You got Columbus coming to town, a chance to right the ship against a very good football team that suffered a loss last week. But 6'2", 175-pound junior quarterback Coulter Chamberlain is very good and runs that offense pretty well for the Cougars. Tell me about how you plan to try to stop him.
Tackle. Don't miss tackles. That hurt us again last week. Just a ton of missed tackles, more than we've had all season. Last Friday was missed tackles. We can't miss tackles. We've got to be a great tackling team. And, he's a ball player, and he keeps the ball a lot. You go through and watch film on those guys. They don't, in my opinion, hopefully I don't offend everybody bad down on that end, but they don't do anything fancy. Very simple formations, very simple plays. They don't do anything fancy. They block a lot of double teams and, push up to a linebacker and a lot of just reach blocks and zone steps offensively. And they make it work. And they make it work because they execute. They keep a hat on a hat and they run hard. And that quarterback, that kid runs the ball hard, and he's a big dude. So for us, we've got to be a better tackling team. And, it's kind of my pride in it. That's a big deal to me. Just being, a defensive guy and everything is we've got to be the best tackling team out there. And right now we're not. So we've got to, we're really working on that this week. But they're, like I said, they're a good football team, and they got a lot of big kids, and they play hard. So they're doing really well, and it's just week after week after week in the 5B. There's just good football around. I know I was talking with Coach Sullivan after our game, from Three Forks. Same thing, and Columbus played Jefferson to a 17-12 ball game last Friday. One giant mistake on punt for them led to a touchdown for Jefferson's difference in the ball game.
Yep.
Didn't make the ball game by any means, but as far as point, you look at point differential, and that's it. And it's just good football every weekend, which is fantastic. You want that. Yep, it's good for the kids. It's good for the game. So there is no easy weeks in our conference.
You said something there, and I don't think that would be an insult that they just play good football, basic football, because that's where it starts. And, it's you can get as fancy as you want, but if you can't make a block at the point of impact, it doesn't matter to the team. You're not going to win. And if you don't make tackles, you're not going to win. You saw that in Missoula over the weekend. Missed tackles, that defense got shredded, and they lose. So,
yeah, you're exactly right. It's just, a lot of times you don't need the fancy stuff. You don't need a whole bunch of motions. You don't need 4 or 5 different coverages, and a really exotic blitz package on defense. You just got to go out and you got to play, which is, I talked to you earlier just now and said, homecoming being my second least favorite week to play. Opening game one's my favorite. I love game one. There's no film on anybody. There's, you're not trying to find the magic play that works for every single thing they do. And, vice versa. It's just like, we're going to focus on us. We're only going to control what we control. We're going to go into this game, have no idea what the other team's going to run. And we're just going to do what we do as best as we can. And I love week one because week one, it's just solid and you try to prepare for everything. But you can't overthink it. You can't over game plan it. You just go out and you execute what you were supposed to be good at. And, that's been our focus this week too.
Can you go back to that every week and just say, I think in today's game, it's and you see it at all levels, baseball with the analytics. I just think that there's too much technology at times. And it goes back to what you were saying, just go play basic football. Just go make a play, guard the guy you're supposed to be with, and don't get beat on the outside and make tackles on the inside. I think you can, like you said, you can overthink it, you can overanalyze it, you can over game plan. Just go out and play football.
Just go out and play. Yep. And then you're exactly right. You can. There's so much easy access to data now. Films are broke down for you, through Assist. They'll send you, the basics, the tip of the iceberg on stuff. But you can pull reports on tendencies and things that coaches used to spend hours doing. And myself and our staff, and I know a lot of these staffs around here, they still do, because we just get the initial data and then it's up to us to go in and dive deep. But when you start getting that deep in, you find yourself, you're like, oh, well, if they line up in this formation with this tendency, then we can do this, on defense. And then, the next play is something totally different. The next play is totally different. You can really overanalyze it. And I've talked to our boys about it, all season long, as most coaches do. Once in a ball snap, there's no magic play.
Mm-mm.
There's no magic play. It still comes down to, can we block the right guy? Can we run the right route with timing? Can we, step to the right gaps on defense? And are we, gap sound against the run? It still comes down to just basic football. And you don't need to be fancy for that. You just need to communicate, and you need to know what you're doing before the ball is ever snapped. Whether it's, pre-snap alignment's a big one that hurt us last week. It's just that. So just seeing formations, understanding kind of what they're trying to do, and then just lining up, putting ourselves in a position to make a play before the ball's ever snapped. And then once that ball snaps, it just comes down to the guys on the field. You're just a ball player. And I mean, high school football, any coach, you talk to any coach in this state, they've had the perfect play drawn up 100 times. And the minute that ball snaps, somebody's not doing something right. You know, I mean, every play is a touchdown and every play is a tackle for a loss on either side of the ball.
Yep.
And it just comes down to, you know, we still just got to go out and we got to execute the simplest thing of the game. So I'm 100% on board with that statement of just sometimes it can get overanalyzed, and, you know, the amount of information and data and technology out there is just, yeah, it's really, it's a tough battle against just good old fashioned coaching, and go be good at what you're good at.
I'm going to steal a phrase from a guy we all know very well. It's the most used phrase in his vocabulary. Mike Van Diest, assignment and alignment. That's what it all boils down to.
Yeah, that's who wins championships.
Yeah.
And win a lot of them.
That is absolutely true. Before I let you go, it is Moldy Cheese Day today. Are we a fan of the moldy cheese?
I'm not. I'm just now getting old enough to where I kind of enjoy a good steak with some blue cheese crumbles on it, melted on there.
Okay.
But if you wanted to just cut a slice of blue cheese and do that, probably not. If I didn't have to see it moldy, yeah, I'd eat it. I love cheese. I absolutely love cheese. Part of a trip to Italy, got to eat some fantastic cheese. But I'm not a fan of the moldy stuff. I'm not good at that.
No, I'm not either. And it's just, I mean, you're right though. Like a steak with some blue cheese crumbles isn't bad, as long as you have some sort of a glaze with it or something, you know, a sauce on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just eat it. So, yeah, I got time for one shout out.
Yes, you do. Of course you do.
I do. All right, fantastic. It's our senior night this week.
Right.
Last home game for these guys. You know, with Sawyer, my boy being a senior, and I know in one of our earlier conversations, I've got to see these kids do everything. You know, I've got to watch them through 4-H and T-ball and soccer and, you know, Helena Small Fry football up through middle school, and now, you know, 4 years of practice. And even, you know, like Sawyer and Kilsell, Sawyer's been coming to practice with me since he's been 2 and hasn't missed a practice. You know, he's been here every single day, and the time, you know, just the time commitment that he's put in, not just as a player, but as a coach's kid, and all of his buddies, all these seniors, you know, just one last game here at home. You know, definitely not their last game they're going to play, and then, you know, we're not worried about that. But their last one at home, I mean, it's a big deal to these guys, and they've worked really hard. They've put a lot of effort out to it. So, you know, I just want to say thank you to those guys, you know, for all their efforts that they've given me, which is it doesn't go unnoticed by me. So I just wanted to tell those guys thanks, and then, you know, follow that up with just thanks to you. If you didn't call every week, nobody know about these guys. You know, TV doesn't come back down here when you don't win every week. You know, they're not on the local cable news show, stuff like that. You call every week, you tell their story, you find out what's going on with them. You know, you hear about all the other stuff that they do. So, you know, just kind of a double thank you, double shout out. You know, good one in the senior class. They're a good group of boys, and, you know, what they don't put on the wall for wins loss records or on the scoreboard. You know, they're good kids. They're got good character. They help out their classmates. You know, they're doing well in school. They're polite to people, and they're willing to help anybody that's in need, whether they ask for it or not. And that's something that's, you know, that's beyond the scoreboard and beyond football, in my opinion. And so, just a good group of boys.
Yep. Well said, Coach. And just for that, it is National Take Your Parents to Lunch Day. So, Sawyer, you got to take the old man to lunch.
Oh, man, I'm still going to have to pay for it, though. You know that. You'll get a drive. I'll have to buy the gas and the food, but that's okay.
Just go to the school lunch. It's already...
Yeah, we'll just do school lunch. Yep, I'll pay for that one anyway.
Well, there you go, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, but it's the thought that counts. He's taking you, Coach.
Absolutely, and he would be enjoyable to sit down and eat with, and you know, he'd be a great conversation.
Absolutely. Hey, good luck at home this week, Coach, and we'll talk next week after a big Bulldog win. How's that?
Thanks, sir.
That is Joe Horne joining us, Jason Walker Show, and always fun to check in with him. And I think it'd be a great family to have dinner with, because Sawyer, I've yet to meet, but Coach Horne's awesome. Never met his wife, Mrs. Horne. And then Lucy I met, and she's fantastic too, going to school at Carroll. So I just think that'd be a fun family to have a dinner with. Let's do On This Day in History. We mentioned a couple. Take your parents to lunch day. It is National Bring Your Teddy Bear to Work or School Day. Stop Bullying Day. Emergency Nurses Day. Curves Day. And Moldy Cheese Day. Yeah. This day in sports history, a few things. Babe Ruth hit his first World Series home run. This date in 1921. 1949, Yankees beat the Dodgers of Brooklyn. Starts a Yankees record of 5 straight titles. 1960, Cowboy quarterback Eddie LeBaron throws the shortest touchdown pass in NFL history. It was 2 inches. 1961, Yankees win their 19th championship. 1997, North Carolina basketball coach Dean Smith retired. I can't believe it was that long ago. Mike Singletary, the great linebacker for the Bears, born on this date in 1959. Annika Sorenstam, greatest women's golfer, turns 54 today. 1911, Joe Rosenthal was born. He was a photographer who won a Pulitzer for the raising of the flag on Iwo Jima. Let's see, what else? Last year on this date, world record for the heaviest pumpkin. 2,749 pounds. It was enough for 687 pies. Let's see here. John Lennon, born on this date in 1940. Tony Shalhoub Monk and the cabbie on Wings is 71. And I remember, and I told this story on the morning show today, but I remember being on a plane from Cancun right after Thanksgiving. I'd gone to Cancun with MSU women's basketball, announced their games, who they play. I know they played Purdue, and Katie Douglas. She was fantastic. South Carolina, I think, was the other one. But anyway, we're getting on the plane. It was a big focker to come home in Cancun and walk in past first class. There's Monk, Tony Shalhoub. It was pretty cool. Bella Hadid, the model, born on this date in 1996. And Leif Erikson reaches Vinland, possibly L'Océan Meadows, Canada, on this date in 1000. That was not too long ago. Hope you enjoyed today. We did. But before we do, we got to do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. Stop in for the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. Man. Hoping for the best for those down in Florida. Hurricane Milton is set to hit landfall soon. And give you another look at it on EarthCam. That is Naples, Florida. Just keeps getting worse and worse. But man, oh man, hoping the best for those guys. They just got hit by Helene, a little bit south of where Helene went. And not sure if it's all help-created storm, maybe? Is that how you phrase it? We'll do it again tomorrow. Talk to Tyler Murray, the head coach of my East Helena Vigilantes. And we'll also check in with Clint Lang, the coach of the Jefferson Panthers. That is tomorrow. Don't forget Jaywalk in the mornings every Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 on Continental Divide Radio, the TuneIn app, the Odyssey app. Alexa, play Continental Divide Radio. You can also download it for free at the Apple App Store. And JasonWalkerMedia.com. You missed anything from today or any of our previous shows, JasonWalkerShow.com. And back at tomorrow. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Have a good dinner tonight. Kind of craving a steak now. I get a hamburger or something. Maybe I'll make spaghetti. We'll do it again tomorrow from the Off the Wall Mancave. It's the Jason Walker Show. Thanks for joining us.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.